Hello, welcome back to the Clear Blue Skybox. I'm Clear Blue Skies and this is vlog number 10. We hit double digits. This week has been interesting. I have got a feeling. So what I'm going to try and do is keep the week to week part short because I'm going to show you the game that me and Andrew have been working on so far so that I can say what it is I'm going to try and implement in it, and you can see the progress like exactly next week, see how close to what I think I'm going to do I'm actually doing. So that's kind of exciting. I'm kind of happy to be at the point where I can put it on here finally, because I've been saying this since probably week 1 or 2, and now we're finally there, so that's nice. It shows progress, and progress is one of the things that this week has been missing a little bit. Well, it felt like it hasn't actually, which is one of the things we're going to talk about. So we will roll into the what this week was, what next week will be, and then we're going to look at the game, and then we're going to talk for a bit. So this week has been a lot of drawing, which is great. It's actually, and drawing for fun. There's been a lot of drawing for fun. So I did pictures, I did usual quick poses using quickposes.com, very much recommend. This time I did 20 pictures in 30 seconds to draw each pose, and it was challenging, but I enjoyed it. I feel like I'm getting better at expressing the poses and more confident marks and things like that. That's nice. And then I did this isometric scene, which, oh, wait a minute, you can't see any of this. What am I doing? Here we are. Right, I did this isometric scene today, just while I was watching some Nichijou, which is an amazing anime. If you haven't seen it, some fantastic animation and wonderful uses of tropes and exchanging the genre and things like that. It's a brilliant anime, which is just hilarious and stupid. And it's great. So I was watching that and I drew this, and I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. It was really fun to draw. There's a lot of pieces that I could see improvements already, but it was fun. So that's that allotment project I was working on as a side thing for art stuff. And it was fun, so it's good. I feel like I'm improving there, which is nice. And I wasn't feeling like that earlier, but again, we'll talk about that. I also did a bunch of modeling. So off the back of that modeling tutorial that I've been going through for a few weeks now, I from scratch started modeling, rigged, animated, and imported into Unity, and set up the animations for some models that are being used as temporary models for our characters for the game, which is really cool. I learned a lot doing it, and it's nice to actually apply that stuff without looking at tutorials and see that stuff is happening. All this stuff that I'm learning is now actually coming to fruition to a certain extent, and I'm trying to make myself realize that. So I'll show you those later in the actual game, because we can do that. Game engine architecture, I did do some reading of that, not as much as I wanted, but I read a few pages on quaternion mathematics at the moment. Yeah, it's still interesting, and I'm still reading through it. I'm just going to keep reading through it, basically, because it's really interesting, and I'm hoping that as I go through it, I will actually maybe code up a simple game engine, because why not? We have the book. The book is very detailed at that sort of level, so let's give it a go. So that might be a project that comes through as I do that. It's going to be a very slow one, but it'll be good context to have to improve my development. I did the tutorial for importing, continued to do the low poly character tutorial. It was very useful because I then applied it directly with all the models that I did this week, and I implemented patch sizing in the game. So you can buy, or at the moment it's not buying, but you can go to the shed, which is just a block, and make the patch size bigger. And mechanically, that's going to be one of the central pieces that makes the game a game. It won't feel like it just yet, but it is going to be that. I feel like that's going to be the central mechanic which you are working with. So I'm glad to have done that. It was pretty quick to do. So I made good progress on the game stuff this week, and that's really been where all my focus has been, is just that those models took up quite a lot of time, but I learned a lot. Like I said, I learned a lot from it. I applied things, so it was good. Yeah, it was good. I did do the tutorial number 9 from the OpenGL series that I've been using, that I linked in the last video. The last one that I'm going to do is tutorial number 10 of that series, and that is what I'm going to do this week. I didn't do the cracking the coding interview again because I was doing all that, essentially modeling, music, and drawing. So very not programming stuff. I kind of don't mind that too much because, again, programming is what I do for a living. I'm pretty confident in the skills that I have, to a certain degree. So it's not the end of the world that is the thing that I do least, but I am not super pleased with not having done the cracking the coding interview stuff for so long. I am clearly, I can see that I'm getting rusty at that kind of stuff, and it's just not a good way to be. So that's gonna have to change. So I'm gonna stick this in the over pile, but with the nasty yellow, which will turn to red to say that I didn't complete it. And I did some work on the game development. On the game composition course. Not very much. I didn't get through very much, but I have a prototype Unity scene set up with an Fmod project. So I'll try that out, and I'll just continue on as normal. As usual, we're recording the vlog right now. Yep. And so on to next week. Next week we will do vlog stuff, because we always do vlog stuff. We will do the programming things I was talking about, OpenGL tutorial number 10, the last one in that series for me, and cracking the coding interview. I will do one. I'm going to publish this blog post right here on the in the Figment Arc dev vlog. So that's coming out tomorrow. I'm going to draw 2 pictures because I am really, really enjoying that. I've been challenging myself, and it's been nice to feel like there's improvement when I actually take the time to think about it. I'm going to finish the last piece of the low poly character tutorial. Then I'll have to find something else to do, because that was really valuable. 5 pages of the game engine architecture book. It's going to be all quaternion mathematics. I'm going to implement 2 tickets this week. I'm going to try to. Implementing cash in the game, so that when you sell produce, when you sell vegetables, that you get money for it, and so that you have to actually spend money to buy more seeds, or maybe buy seeds, we haven't decided on that yet, but to buy upgrades to your patch size, and that will give some sort of economy to the game, which will mean that you have to actually make decisions. So that is, again, building on that mechanics type stuff that forces the game to be a game. Weeds, again, is another growable which forces you to have to interact with the game and not just wait around for things to happen. So both of those I want to try and get done this week. And obviously I'll continue on with the game composition course. I'd like to make a little bit more progress on things this week, but yeah, so let's roll into it. It's not like this week was a bad week. In fact, I got through almost everything that I wanted to get through, including a lot of drawing, and quite a lot of time spent on those Unity and Blender models. So it was not a bad week, and I had a lot of time to do things like I went to the movies, went to the cinema on Friday. I had a couple days which were just slow days. I recorded some stuff with Stuart on Wednesday for the YouTube channel over there. It was a week where I could do a bunch of stuff that wasn't just this, as well as doing this, and get through a lot. So it's not like it was a bad week. It felt off. So let's look at the game, and then we'll do some talking, I think. So here you will see for the first time, it's not going to run particularly nicely because the computer is struggling as it is. I don't know if you'll even be able to hear the audio either from the game. We have a track that I wrote a while ago to sort of try and work out, well, it might be in there. So this, if you can hear it, this music is something I wrote way before I even started my composition course. Oh, it's slowing down. I'll do a quick move over and see how fast we can get through this. So here are the models. There are 3 of them. They're a little me, a little Andres, and a little just random NPC. You have, the aim of the game is to get seeds. Get seeds. Play the game, isn't it? Plant them, water them, sell them, all that stuff. And your seeds get attacked by various little things. It's quite hard to play when my computer is struggling so much. It's not that the game is particularly intensive, it's just that my computer is that bad. Oh, yeah, okay, my computer's just struggling too much. So there's a lot to do. It's not particularly impressive, but it is a lot of new stuff that me and Andres haven't done, and it is slowly building up from something, a collection of ideas, to something that is tangible. And moreover, it's done in a way that we're happy with. It's clean, it's easily extendable. We're at this new phase of implementing features, and because of the groundwork that we did taking so long to get to this point, now adding an entirely new feature, like adding a whole new piece of produce, took Andres like a couple of hours or something, because it's just really easy to do because of the way, the systems that we've implemented to do it. So it feels nice to be at that point and to be able to show you what it is. So as I said, I'll be implementing a cache system. So down here we'll have some UI elements to say how much cache you have. We'll have a cost to interact with this, which will deduct from that cache system. Maybe a cost with these. You'll get some cash back when you sell your produce over here, depending on how big the produce is and things like that. So you'll have to actually make decisions. So, and also weeds. So if you leave things, or if you leave patches, you'll have to, weeds will start to grow, and you'll have to clear those with a rake tool, which we'll introduce later on, or maybe Andres will do that sometime soon. I don't know what his next week looks like. So next week I'll show you those, and they will be there. I was talking about the music. So the music is something that I did really early. We were trying to work out what our aesthetic would be, and I really wanted to work out what the sound would be like really early on. So I wrote that piece before I knew really anything about composition, and based on some recent conversations about aesthetics, it's pretty close in terms of tone to what we want. It's a bit bouncy, it's fairly pleasant, but it's a little bit too farm-like. It's not very well composed. It's a little bit too farm-like, and it doesn't have any sense of urgency. So there's a lot to work on there, but I'm pretty happy. It gives an atmosphere that I think adds to the prototype effect and guides us in the right direction. So I'm pretty happy with how that went. There's a few sound effects in there as well. So that's where we're at the moment, and it's coming along, and it's built with a lot of stuff. So I'm happy with that so far. But let's talk about this week. Let me come to the me and you, just me and you, okay? Little red notebook as usual. So this week has been odd. There's been a lot of progress. You've seen a bunch of stuff that I did. All of those models had the same idle animation, but idle animations, and a walk animation on both those the characters. I'm really happy with the drawings that I've done this week. I kept up my visual diary thing every day. I also kept learning piano, did some singing practice, all kinds of stuff really. And I'm at the point where if I actually take the time to look, I'm making significant progress. You can see the difference between the first stuff I did and the stuff we're at now. A lot of it's archived right now, but you can see the differences. So I'm trying to make myself remember that, because it's been one of those weeks where it doesn't feel like all the little pieces of practice, all the little drawings that take 10-15 minutes or half an hour are going to add up to me being able to draw anything. It feels like I'm losing ground on the programming stuff that I do, which is a bit ridiculous because I do it every day, but sometimes you have those weeks where it doesn't feel like all the work that you're putting in is going to add up to you making it where you want to go. And that's going to happen. It's happened with all kinds of things that I've done before. And at times like this, it's important to look and see what progress you're making. So I have spent some time thinking about it, and I can see that I'm improving. My piano's getting better, my art's getting better. Obviously my programming is not going to get super good, or it's not going to have a stark difference because I'm doing it all the time. It's what I do professionally, it's what I've done for years. I'm not going to see massive leaps like I might want. So I have to accept that is a slow and steady pace, and that all the people that I see doing really cool stuff have got there via this slow and steady method. They draw every day. Like all the great artists that you see draw constantly. All the great programmers are looking at stuff a lot. So it's just you have to stick by the process that you decide on, and it's not to say you should completely ignore when it doesn't feel like it's working, but if it's clearly working, you're not going to speed things up magically. You just have to keep working at it, and that's tough sometimes, I think. So that's kind of what it's been feeling like this week. Like I'm never doing stuff fast enough for myself, but I just need to keep at things. Now, one of the things that I am wary of is that doing all these little things, at some point you are going to have to do a bigger thing, because you're not going to be able to do a masterpiece in 30 minutes no matter how good you are. So you have to practice doing a 3-week long piece of something, or a months long project in programming and things like that, to do things that are impressive. And that's kind of what the game is, right? I'm in the middle of that, but my original point is I am concerned. I'm always wary of a lack of expertise in things. Like it's one thing to draw, make yourself draw something every day, but if you're not looking at, or I feel like if you're not looking for resources about how to do stuff well or properly, or even not even how to start, if you're not doing deliberate practice to improve, right? If you're not taking the time to analyze pieces of music to work out why they work and then improve on that, or a course or some directed form of deliberate improvement, just drawing each day, while it will make you improve, can probably only get you to a certain point, right? That's what it feels like to me, and I always worry that that's what I'm doing, is that I'm doing little pieces of stuff that will get me through but not give me any expertise. And I don't know, maybe that is true. Maybe we'll have to wait and see if I do gain any expertise out of this, because honestly I don't think I've been able to do, I haven't been able to it doesn't feel like I'm there yet. I don't know. We're just gonna have to keep trying. So that's where my head's at the moment. It's before today. I'm really glad to have the vlog. Actually, today has been a really important point in the vlog's history for me personally, and it's that the vlog gives me a chance to force myself to look at the week and to see how I feel about it, so I can talk about it, which means that I have to understand what it is I'm doing or trying to say, and so on. So the major messages today are keep on your grind, and sometimes it's not going to feel great, but keep going. But also that retrospectives and introspection are important. I mean, I think I've said that before, but I was at this point where I was like, do I really want to do the vlog anymore? Is it helping me, or what's the point really? It was down to what is it that the vlog does, because it's not super popular. I know that some people like it, and I'm actually really happy that a few people have talked to me about seeing the vlog and have used Trello now, or are inspired to do something, a few more things, or to push a little harder. It's really nice to hear that, even though it's, you know, friends and family and stuff. But if I can make a positive impact in my friends and family's life, that's worth doing the vlog already. But it's important for me to do these, because at some point I'll look back and I'll say, what the heck was I doing in the vlog 1? And I'll be able to look at vlog number 64 and see a huge difference, right? And it gives me this chance to think about exactly what it is that made this week feel it didn't feel bad at any time. It felt like a positive week. It felt fun. But it didn't feel productive. It didn't feel like I was getting through enough, and it felt like maybe I would never get through enough. And that's just not true. You just keep working small pieces, keep improving, and eventually you'll get there, because that's what everyone who is already there does. So that's what I'm trying to say, I think. So we've already talked about next week, and I don't think there's a huge amount. There's no music to show you today. You've already seen the game, so I'll let you get on. All right, have a good day. Bye.